We are back. Do not worry. We did have a short little hiccup, but as I say that, I literally... Oh, not hiccup, that's a burp, not a hiccup. It's because I'm having tea, you see. That's why. But we are here, we're back. Welcome back to everybody who is back. And we're patiently waiting for the Grand Prix. We're going to have another sprint qualifying session for the Grand Prix. We typically have short qualifying sessions, but of course, because we have a sprint weekend, it is 2 sprint qualifying sessions, or short qualifying sessions, sorry, to determine the grid going into. I mean, it's high stakes though, because Austria is such a difficult track to keep between the white lines. Any mistake could be fatal for your starting point in the race, which could ultimately be the main factor in whether or not you win the race or you DNF or crash or whatnot. Here we go then, folks. Just a mere 10 seconds and we're going to get ourselves raring to go here in the sprint qualifying session. Well, not really. The one shot. Here we go. We're off and we're ready and racing. And Kiku here is in P1 at the moment. Chemical, who we have seen has great pace in that sprint qualifying session, is up there at the moment, but going out of turn 1, it is going to be East in that top spot. Moulding is P1 so far. The man of the owner of STB, but he's dropped down going into the hairpin. He's still second though. He's going up, he's going down, he's dropping down a bit to P9. Still at the top spot though, it is Chemical, who, like I said, we have seen great pace from him earlier on in the stream. Going into this right-hander though, it's a very difficult turn to get right here, but it looks like Chemical got it on the head. Callum though, his teammate, now re-overtaking him as we go into the double left-handers. Dan though is now in P1, the Kick Sauber has shown his speed, and he's going to look to try and determine that and kind of force that top spot, dignify a top spot I guess, going into the Grand Prix. Here we go, the one shot, the last corner, the most difficult to keep between the white lines, and Dan cannot! Chemical will come across the white line, the checkered line, to take top spot. It's the most difficult turn of the circuit to keep between the white lines, the last turn, and unfortunately Dan crumbled under the pressure, but Chemical stood out on top. He will lead going into the Grand Prix. There you go. The Panama man. I think he was top spot in the one shot last time. I think he's in top spot again now. Impressive from Chemical. Well, of course, if it wasn't for his collision with East in that sprint race, he may well could have won that race. But of course, unfortunately, because of that collision, it turned out it was not to be. And it was to be Mick Mullen would have took that top spot. He was now down into P9. Although taking 8 points across the weekend already, it does not seem like he can replicate that same pace in this particular one shot. There we go. 36 laps here in Austria, around Spielberg. Let's see what they can do. Please send us your predictions. Who's going to win this Grand Prix? Who's not going to win the Grand Prix? Who's going to crash out or whatnot? What are you betting on here tonight? We will, of course, have the formation lap here. Just one little lap around to try and warm up your tyres. There we go. This is what I'm going to be interested in. Most people going on the hards. Cinetic is on the mediums. Which could mean at the beginning of this Grand Prix, we could be seeing Cinetic fly up into P1. Because he's on that softer compound tyres. The harder, just might not keep up with the pace that Cinetic has. But him in P3, he's going to try his best to launch up into the top spot, try and get ahead of Chemical and Boschmaster, both on those hards. And can he dictate it from there? But the man who has been dictating this entire season so far, Mark Tunjic, not doing well today. He's down into P17 for the start of this Grand Prix. And, I mean, ultimately, just hasn't been able to find the pace or the success he's had in previous weekends. There we go. Alright. Apologies for that. We are here though. All this waiting of a new lobby now comes down to this. 5 red lights. And it's green light. Go, go, go. As we go racing in the Grand Prix here of Austria. Going into that first turn, Chemical is in P1. It's a ghosting here between Kerim and Boschmaster. Kerim is up into P2. It's a fantastic start from the Aston Martin. I'm pretty sure he launched 2 spots there straight from the start there, the Aston Martin. But here we go. It's going to be 3 wide going into the hairpin now. The V-Carb, the Aston Martin, the Red Bull all going for it. But the V-Carb comes out on top. And the Red Bull of Boschmaster will come through for P3. He's re-overtaken Kerim there in that position. I mean, the man on the inside is always going to get the better exit or grip in that turn of the hairpin, but he's not able to get at Chemical just yet. Chemical, the man who qualified in P1, is still leading the Grand Prix here today. He did have a little bit of an issue there with that left-hander going onto the curb. It does lose you quite a bit of time going onto that curb. There's a plane going past, so I do apologise if you hear it. Dominic, though, is here against Sinan, and Dominic overtakes Sinan there, going into that right-hander up the inside. Thank you very much, says the Haas, and he takes P9. Sonetic, though, like I said, on those mediums, he is going to be wanting to keep a consistent, good pace to try and re-overtake Chemical. Can he do it here, though? He's using the ERS. He's got the DRS. He's going to go up the inside. And Zenetic, can he get the better exit of the McLaren? Yes, he can. The V-Carb now leads the Austrian Grand Prix. But here comes Chemical. He now has the DRS. He is now coming towards him. Down the inside, he's going to go into the right-hander here. It's a difficult right-hander to try and keep your grip on, but I think Chemical has lost out on it. Yes, he has. Cinetic is able to defend around the outside and is able to keep the position. Going into his left-hander here, though, Boschmaster, he's found a little bit of room on the inside, but he cannot capitalise on it going into the second left-hander here. But Kerim now speeding through a little bit of an opening there. He's seen of Boschmaster going into this right-hander, but Boschmaster is able to keep P3. Looks happening here and there and everywhere, but nobody truly capitalising on it just yet. But here we go then, folks. Cinetic going into the right-hander into turn 1. The speed of the exit needs to be perfect here from Chemical to try and get at Cinetic. Here we go, and Kerim! Mistake from Kerim! He's in the wall, the Aston Martin's in the wall, as now we go back to Chemical. He's now going to go down the inside of the V-Carb, going into the right-hander here. Can he get a better exit out of the V-Carb on the left-hand side? No, he cannot. The mediums are just too quick for him at the moment, and Zenetic still is able to keep that P1. But Kerim, I didn't see what happened there, but he's all the way down into last place. Unfortunately for him, down the inside, Dan's going to go here. Mick Mullen going into the right-hander. On the inside, the grip is going to be better for him on those mediums. He's able to keep it for now, but here comes Mick Mullen right down the inside into the double left-hander here. Can he stick the landing going onto the exit? Yes, he can. Mick Mullen able to get P7 and now looks ahead of him at STB Maudi. And Dan now coming back at Mick Mullen. They're still going at it, these two. Mick Mullen still finally is able to come out on top. Bit of a worry in that right-hander there, but other than that, McMullen ahead of Dan for now. But the battle in the top spot is looking mighty here. It's intensifying as we speak. Chemical now going to have that DRS himself. Going onto the straight, going up into the right-hander. Can he get the pace? Can he get the speed necessary to look for a move? No, he cannot. Bushmaster looks closer, but he cannot look for a move himself. But maybe on the exit this time, he's gone a little bit deep there, Cinetic. Is he going to have a good enough exit to try and keep Chemical at bay? I think he will. But here we go. In here, Mark Tunjic, the man who leads the standings right now, is in P10. George Hutch is now going to come ahead of Alex G. As we go down the straight, is Sinan going to come at him here? No, and it was a bit of moving under braking there from the Aston Martin. There's big contact, massive contact here in Tier 3. The Mercedes, Aston Martin, and the Hascar's round. The Hascar's in the wall. Alex G's in the wall. Big contact into that right-hander. Big contact. And I think that might be a bit of wing loss there. It's a fatal moment for Alex in this Grand Prix. He's not out yet, though, but that is a big moment for him in this Grand Prix. That's going to really damage his chances of getting up there here in the standings. Here we go, though. It looks like Dan's coming into the pit lane. Maybe he's got a bit of wing damage from what happened there. But big moment there in the Grand Prix. And here we go. Yes, again down the straight. Can Chemical get close enough to Cinetic? Is he just going to stay behind and look for a different overtake another lap? I think he will. Here we go onto the exit here. ERS. Cabrado, we back. Yes, we are back, my friend. Here we go. Chemical now coming close towards Cinetic. He's not being able to get the overtake. I mean, I think it's definitely working, this medium strap, but I think around lap 7, the mediums are going to wear off a little bit, and the hards, I think, will become actually the better tyre. So I think around lap 7, we're going to be seeing Chemical come straight back at Cinetic, and I think we're going to see more of a battle between Chemical and Bushmaster for P1 here. Kenton, by the way, over here, a man not to look out to frown upon here. He is in P3 in the standings, and he's looking for a mighty move here. It's a bit of a dangerous one. Round the outside, he's looking to go as Kiku will look just behind. A bit of an oddball of a manoeuvre attempted there by him, but he's going to come right back at Sinan Koch here, going into the first turn, and he does get the overtake done and dusted. McMullen then on the straight gets the overtake here on STB Maldi as we go into the hairpin. Is anything going to happen up here? Chemical now looking for a potential move here on Cinetic, but he can't stick it just yet. It's agonising for Chemical. He's going to use the DRS though to the exit here. Can he look for something? No, he cannot. He must have wasted a lot of DRS trying to get that overtake, and unfortunately for him, it did not pay off. That is big. Callum here going for the overtake at STB Maldi. Maldi looking for a switcheroo. A little switch back on the exit of that right-hander, but I don't think he can get it. He was very close, but I think just ERS used there by the McLaren was able to determine and dignify his position ahead of Maldi. So everyone watching the stream, make sure to type in the comments what you think is going to happen here. Who is going to win this Grand Prix? Who's going to come out on top? Who's going to just slip away from their hands? We've only got 5 times this to go, really. It's already been entertaining. And oh, big moment here between the two Ferraris here. Ethan McMullen almost making contact there on the exit of that first turn. They don't want to make too much contact. Of course, they might end up in a wall for the pair of them. But here we go, down the inside. It's a late manoeuvre there from the Ferrari on the other Ferrari. And Eastview is now coming out ahead. Callum just witnessing all of this as Maldi has almost spun around. And now he's going to get attacked here by Mark Tunjic, the leader here. Here we go. It's cooking up. It's getting steamy in here. And there you go. A bit of a pushing there from Eastview. And it looks like Callum's going to get a 3-second time penalty. My, oh my. It is a quite an intensifying Grand Prix here. We're only a couple of laps in, folks. Get ready, get strapped in for the full deal. Especially between these two spots, Cinetic and Chemical. But of course, do not count out Bushmaster. He is still here. I don't know him. I don't know why you believe Alex is going to take this. Alex over in P19. Maybe so. Maybe he's going to shock us all. But that's the beauty of STB. You never know what's going to come round the corner here. Especially in the lower tiers like Tier 3. So potentially, Alex could find that magic dust, that miracle moment to get himself up into those top spots. Here we go then, and welcome to all 8 people watching the stream so far. If you're just tuning in, we're having a very entertaining battle, a little scruffle here between the top 3, between Bushmaster, Chemical, and Cinetic. The mediums here in Austria do tend to wear out around this point, so I am predicting that the hards are going to become the better tyre very soon, and eventually Cinetic is going to have to be battling pretty hard between Chemical and Bushmaster. To anybody who is coming in, you're welcome to type your opinions. Who's going to win this race? Who's not going to win this race? Just like Cabrera just did. Thinking Alex may have a miracle moment and get himself into those top spots. But here we go. Big moments here between Kiku and Cienu as Maudi getting ahead of George Hutch because he's going into the pit lane. Boxing quite early, I reckon, on those mediums. I think he's looking for maybe a hard medium strategy. Maybe it's a 2-stop. But you can see Callum here going wide, and there's a bit of a moment here for an Aston Martin in the 3rd sector, and that's going to be Kerem. He had a very good start to the Grand Prix, getting up towards the top spot, but unfortunately, as the race has gone on, he's just crumbled down a little bit. I say a little bit, a big bit, and here we go. Is this a full-blown safety car, or is this just a virtual? Something's happened on the track I have not seen, and it appears we have a virtual. I don't think this is a full safety car. It's time to relax now. I mean, Maudi literally just boxed. He's going to be absolutely raging at that. Trying to get his undercut for people who are also boxing. He's not going to be very happy that the virtual safety car has just come out after he did that. Because, of course, if a safety car comes out right after you've boxed, you're pretty much losing all the time that you would have gained if you did just a proper full-on lap with those tyres you currently have on. Cienu has retired from the session. I believe that's in the pit lane, retiring. Not happy with how he's done today, and he has quit. Cinetic is in the box though, and I don't blame him. And I think if you're Maudi, you're really livid at the moment that you're losing all this time. He's been really unlucky so far this race weekend, and that unluckiness is just, unfortunately for him, it's piling on at the moment. But Cinetic here in P5, and oh wow, what is going on here? Who's that on the pit lane? Somebody is just parked on the pit lane. It's a Haas car. Is that Dominic? No, who's the other Haas car? It's Alex G. He's retired from the session, and he's just stuck in the pit lane. That could be fatal. What is going on in this game? Jesus Christ. I tell you what, this game never fails to disappoint in the worst way possible. That is mental. Absolutely mental. But Cinetic here, I tell you what, he's going to be getting really close now. He could be dominating this Grand Prix if he's able to get some good pace on these hard tyres. And I'll tell you why. It's because he has saved so much time on this virtual safety car that we just had. He's saved so much time on the people ahead of him, so that eventually when these people ahead of them box, if it's just a full-blown pit stop, it's no virtual safety car whatsoever. It's a full-blown pit stop. He's going to gain a lot of time on them, and therefore he could extend his lead at the top spot here in Austria. He could come home with the win, unless something dramatic happens to him or some people up ahead of them, in a good way of course. Bushmaster and Chemical still going at it though here in the top spots. I wouldn't recommend doing it, if I'm honest with you. I'd recommend just staying behind, because of course you've got somebody who was on those mediums. They're now going to be looking to gain time on you again and again and again. So battling is only going to lose your time, and it's only going to make it worse. But here's Mark Tunic, the man leading the session so far, but oh no, it's Callum. He's made a big mistake into that hairpin up the hill. He's stuck, he's got stuck, he's had to reset to the track. It's a 5-second time penalty in STB, reset to the track. Unless you're stuck, actually, I think. Unless you're stuck. So I think that's fair, actually. I think it's alright for Callum to reset to the track because he got stuck on the circuit. So I think Callum is alright in that sense. But here comes Bushmaster. He's looking at the back of Chemical, wondering, can I get that top spot once again? But I think he's being smart here. He just let go of the throttle. I think either he's looking for a move down this straight, or he's just looking to stay behind Chemical until Cinetic comes out on top. And here we go, though. No, it's Boschmaster. He's going for the overtake here. The McLaren now on the outside. Can he keep his position? Switchback maneuver is looked by the McLaren. There's a bit of contact. That was almost the same thing he did to East in the sprint race. Just hit the back right tyre and absolutely turned them both round. But here we go. Side by side going into the right hander. No. Chemical pulls out of it and allows Boschmaster to get the lead of the Grand Prix so far. But here we go, Cinetic and East are going at it here, and East has to obey the pace of Cinetic as he is now in P4. He's flying, folks, and really, Chemical and Boschmaster need to pit. And if I'm honest with you, right now, oh, it's a safety car. The safety car has come out. Cinetic is going to be a bit annoyed at that. I don't know if the people on hards are going to box or not. Most of them will. I think Boschmaster just cut the pit lane there. If you cut the pit lane, you are going to get a 5-second time penalty after the Grand Prix has finished. So that could be detrimental to his Grand Prix there, Boschmaster. But Cinetic, I think you're mighty disappointed right now if you're Cinetic. I mean, you were going to get a big gap on the people ahead of you. I mean, granted, you're still leading the race, but now you've got a bunch of people on mediums behind you, and you're thinking to yourself, I've got to be careful here. I've got to be careful to try and both preserve these tyres, keep the same pace, whilst potentially battling people behind me. It's just a really difficult feat to do. Now getting a 3-second time penalty under the safety car there. Bit odd in my opinion. Surprisingly, we haven't seen many 3-second time penalties being chucked around here at the beginning of this Grand Prix. Where is Alex, actually? Let's see if this prediction was... Oh, no, he DNF'd. He retired. That was Alex in the pit lane that retired. Never mind, Alex. Alex did not... What is going on here? What is going on here by Kerim? Is that George Hutch? No, that's Kerim. What is he doing? What? I mean... That... Ah, mate. I don't know why he's done that. I mean, that's definitely going to be a penalty for him after the Grand Prix. I mean, it's already a penalty inside the race itself. So I think we don't really need to do anything about that. The game did not say that they would allow lapped cars to go past. He went past himself anyways. Could have killed somebody. He genuinely could have killed somebody there, and well, not actually killed somebody as in like real life. Bloody hell. As in real life. But as in just their race, their confidence, everything just gone after that. I mean, but the V-carb, the full-blown safety car is out. I need to take a sip of my tea. Do I have any tea left? I do have tea left. Get in. It's a bit cold. I mean, McMullen is going to be a bit slow here. The tyre wear is so big around this track. I mean, you're going to be getting your tyres absolutely discombobulated in only a couple of laps. There we go, Cinetic, the man who has done the best so far in this Grand Prix, I think for sure. He's shown up. He's delivered some great pace, and if he does the right things, if he makes the right calls, he could come across the line to take all 25 points, unless he does something drastically wrong, which massively dictates it a different way. But I mean, of course, this circuit is the shortest circuit in F1 history with these 10 turns. It's very difficult to create a gap in front of the person ahead of you unless you have a very low downforce setup. But because you don't really have that, if you don't have that, it's going to be so difficult for you to build up a big gap between yourself and the person ahead of you. Sorry, behind you. It's just so much more difficult. You can't really have enough turns to use your grip effectively. You're more like, oh, look at that. Severe collision. 10 seconds there, McMullen. He might get that removed after the Grand Prix. So I don't think we should judge too much on that decision. It could very well, be removed after the Grand Prix. But here is Cinetic, still in P1, still trying his best. And here we go, he's gone, and it looks like McMillan was almost sleeping there, as Bosch Master's going to get on the back of him. 7/10 already built up from that start. Is absolutely fantastic from Cinetic. It's the type of pace you certainly need to try and keep up into that top spot. But here comes Bosch Master, ERS being used. Can he get close to McMullen to potentially look for an overtake? No, I do not think so. Ooh, sorry, hiccups. Jeez Louise, here we go, a bit of action behind us here, as there's a car going off track. I think that's Hussein Kuzi, it is, but up ahead of us we have Mark Tunjic, who's made a fantastic climb. Is there a race tomorrow? Yes, there is a race tomorrow here for Tier 4, which I will be commentating once more again. So if you want to stick around for that, you better follow us, and you better go ahead and remind yourself tomorrow around the same time, Tier 4, more action. But anyways, yes, Mark Tunjic, the tier leader. The tier leader went all the way from, I think, around 15th, 14th, and has skyrocketed himself up to 4th. He's done absolutely fantastic to rebuild himself in this Grand Prix and in this race weekend. But he's really got to put the pedal to the metal and really push for a potential win here. But here's Chemical, the man who we know has pace around Austria. He's shown it throughout this race weekend. He's going to come at him here. Boschmaster overtaking McMullen, Tunjic and Chemical going into this one. Oh my word, it's a massive send. Chemical, what are you doing, lads? He's onto the grassy arse and he's absolutely messing it up. He's done into P8. It was way too deep of a dive and he's paying the hefty price for it. I have no clue. I have no clue what that was. Just a really big moment, maybe. Maybe it was on purpose. I'm not too sure, but Chemical just completely loses it into that right-hander. And it's unfortunate, but that's probably going to cost him the race entirely. Just that one moment, it just shows you one big moment like that could cost it all. As Hussein Kuzi has a bit of a rough overtake there on Dan. Nevertheless, he still gets it. See up ahead though, Cinetic and Boschmaster going at it, and Boschmaster's going to have the better tyres here on these mediums, as Chemical is going to retire from the session. But there you go, Boschmaster, P1. He's finally achieved it after all this time in this Grand Prix. He's been searching for it, and now he has got it. As Blur Callum, I think, is in the pit lane. I think he might have gotten some damage, who knows. But Boschmaster really needs to look for a big gap. He needs to make a big gap between himself and Cinetic now. He's got the mediums, he's got the pace to do it. He just needs to achieve it. And if he does not achieve it, big for Cinetic. Of course, these mediums will die down in around a couple of laps time, really. Maybe even 8 laps into it, you're probably going to have a bit of tyre wear. And it may even be the fact that Cinetic's going to have the better tyre wear for the rest of the Grand Prix. So, you've got to be careful when you're on these mediums. You can't abuse them too much, otherwise you will pay the price for it. It's entertaining, it's how do you call it, logical. It's logical, as a lot of pace there from Cinetic. He's not going to go for the move though. Dan does go for the move. Is he going to look for the move down the inside of this Ferrari, though? No, he's going to look to defend it against Hussein Kuzi, who's still looking for the move around the outside. He's not going to get it, though. But here we go, Cinetic overtaking Bushmaster, sends it down the inside. Bushmaster, switch back maneuver. Unbelievable stuff, but never mind, it's Cinetic. He's still coming through. It looks like the camera tricked me. It looked like Bushmaster was going to get the mover done and dusted, but no, Cinetic comes right back. I mean, it's just, you know, it's so crucial sometimes this sport. You think you've got something, but then the next moment, Cinetic comes past and he steals a clip from you, pretty much. He steals a big moment from you. And Cinetic now continues to lead this Grand Prix. Mark Tunjic, the man who leads the standings. He did not perform, he didn't get any points in the sprint race. But now, when you least expect him, he's come at us here. But here's Bushmaster, again. The man who's quicker with the quicker set of tyres. He's going to go down the inside of the V-Cub. The V-Cub lunges deep to try and protect it. And can he protect it? I think he can, because he's going to get the DRS here onto the exit of that turn. He's going to continue to get the lead. And Bushmaster just has to obey it. It has been a topsy-turvy, whatnot race. The nerves are high. And especially for Mark Tunjic. I mean, this is a big race for him. Mark Tunjic really needs to come across the line with big points here. I mean, he's already going to get big points if he's P3. Because DJ Danny is not racing today. And DJ Danny is the man in second by only a point. And Kezan, who's in P3, is around, let's see, I think he's 16 points off? 14. Kezan's 14 points off of Mark Tunjic. And yet, he's in P10. He's only going to get a point from this Grand Prix. It's a big race to gain big points to the championship for Mark Tunjic. He needs to take advantage of that. And it looks like he could be in these upcoming laps. But Cinetic, I don't even think he's in the top 10. I think this might be the first race for him. Or have I wrote him down? No. This might be a first race for Cinetic, and he's performing really well here. Of course, the team leaders in the constructor standings are Red Bull Racing, Bushmaster performing well for him, and Kezan also performing well. Behind them, is Mercedes, who, yeah, not having that same type of magic that the Red Bulls are having right now in their Grand Prix. Do not fret. Do not fret, because now, yes. Now it looks like Cinetic's going to have the better pace, because I think Bushmaster is just losing too much grip on these mediums. Kezan gets a 3-second time penalty. That's obviously going to damage his chances in the championship as well. George Hutch with a 3-second time penalty for multiple warnings. Mark Tunjic, George Hutch. They're all here searching for Cinetic's lead. Trying to find that magic moment. And oh, there's a big moment there. Oh, look at this. The Mercedes flipping around. He's pirouetting into the wall. Big moment. And he's reset the track there, Kuzi. We've all seen it. He's probably going to get a 5-second time penalty for that. Big moment from both the Ferrari and the Mercedes there. This has been an action-packed race, and it still isn't over. STB Maldi into the left-hander here. I don't know why he's doing this. Oh, he's going to the pits. I think he's looking for mediums again. It's a bit bumpy, that ride, yeah, I was going to say. There you go then. Almost a 1-second gap between Cinetic and Bushmaster. But Mark Tunjic, even though the tyres of the mediums seem to wear out, Mark Tunjic has not been able to capitalise on that. And instead, he's in P3. Sorry, bloody hell. He's in P3. And he's not been able to catch up to Bushmaster there in P2. Cinetic, though. Still performing well in this Grand Prix, still keeping a consistent pace, performing well like he has done this entire race weekend. Can he just accumulate a little bit of magic dust to finally secure his P1? It looks like he's going into the pits as well for, I think, mediums. Boschmaster not going into the pits here. Well, nor is Mark Tunjic, so I believe Synetic's going for mediums here for the rest of this Grand Prix, which is an interesting tactic, but it's the same tactic that Maudi used. And Maudi is getting advice, by the way, from a tier 1 driver in this Grand Prix, because he's a league owner and they want to help him out. And so maybe this is a stroke of genius here from Synetic near the end of this Grand Prix. But it's not. Oh, Eastview getting the overtake here on Kezin. And there you go. Eastview just easy. I know it's not Eastview, it's Eastview. But Eastview is what I'm calling him because it's the most that makes sense for me. I'm sorry, East, if you're not happy about that. I think Eastview was actually faking going into the pit lane there. Interesting if that worked. Hussein Kuzi going into the pit lane there, as Callum will obviously overtake him. So it seems like it might be a popular theme that the tyres are just way too worn out at this point. Down here, down the inside he goes of George Hutch. Can George Hutch search for a little switchback? I think he wanted to do it, but there just wasn't enough space on that inside. Dan was able to protect his overtake pretty well. It's more methodical. I think that's why you say it. Not mythological, but like methodical, like as in like thinking time. I'm pretty sure that's how you say the word. I'm not too sure. Bushmaster's in the pits. He's following suit of what, of course, Synetic did. Is Synetic going to come out ahead of him? I think he is, and I think it's going to be quite... Oh, that is a large amount. That is a hefty amount of time. And Synetic here, he's got to be feeling like he's on cloud 9 at the moment. Kezin overtaking Eastview here. Down the straight he went. And here we go. Here's Dominic against McMullen. Down the inside the Haas car will go. Can he complete the manoeuvre on the Ferrari? Yes, he can. Synetic, though, he's coming in. He does not want to be in this traffic long. He's going to try and go for the move here from Synetic of McMullen. And he will get it. And now he's on the Haas car here. And he's looking to just stay in his position. And he is. He doesn't want to get affected by this traffic too much, which is why he's looking for the move here. Down the inside into the double left-hander. Is it going to be a switchback by Dominic? No. Synetic did not go deep enough into the turn, and he's able to protect his P6 as he looks forward as Mark Tunjic is in the pit. This is big for Synetic, man. We've got around 9 laps left. 9 laps left. Sorry, not laps left. 9 laps left of this Grand Prix. And Synetic here. Just look at that undercut. He's got so much time ahead of Mark Tunjic and Boschmaster. He's only looking at these guys ahead, and he's only a second behind Kezin. Can he catch up to George Hutch? Can he catch up to Dan? Are they going to take those tyres to the end of the Grand Prix? We'll have to see. But, I mean, so far it's really looking good for Synetic. He's at really good pace. And I think he's going to continue to have really good pace here. There, you can see the grid's just really jumbled up now as we look towards the end of this Grand Prix. As you can see, Blur Callum here, he's on softs for around 10 laps. I don't think that's going to work, in my opinion. The grip is just going to be lost in the 2 laps time. And Dan and Hutch are coming into the box. Kezin's still here though, but Kezin's being hunted by Synetic, and I think when Synetic overtakes Kezin over here, I think that'll be that. And there you go, folks. Unless there's a safety car here from this Aston Martin, Kerim making big mistakes here. Could it lead to a safety car? No, it does not. I think he's stopping on track on purpose. Try and cause one. Yeah, oh wow. Yeah, he's just caused one on purpose there, Kerim. Playing as day, you're not getting away from me with that, Kerim, mate. That's poor. You never want to see that in STB. I mean, he's cut the pit lane entry anyways. I mean, that's really poor from him. Sore loser, in all honesty. And instead of a nice, relaxing win for Synetic, we're going to get entertainment here either way, but it's not in the fashion that I would have enjoyed it to be. He's on softs. Yeah, you can't go on softs at the end of this Grand Prix, even though there's 8 laps left. Synetic's in the box. They all going to go for Boschmaster. Yeah, he's cut the corner there. You can't do that. That's going to be a 5-second time penalty for him after this Grand Prix. So we can pretty much rule out Boschmaster from this race, if I'm honest with you. Is Synetic going on softs? Are they all going to go on softs? They are all going to go on softs. It's softs to the end, but Mark Tunjic, he's in P1. The man who leads the standings. I mean, if he can win tonight's race here, it would be big, big. How is staying on track? A lot of people, I mean, Synetic's only going to get past Dan and Mark Tunjic, so it's pretty much going to be Synetic versus Mark Tunjic here for potentially the win here in the Grand Prix. Mark Tunjic, if he does get this win, he builds upon his already gap ahead, his lead in the standings. It's only 1 point to DJ Danny behind. DJ Danny is not racing tonight, which means if he does get the win, the 25 points, he'll be 26 points ahead going into the next race weekend. It would be huge for Mark Tunjic to do that. But the man standing in his way is Synetic. And he's got those softs. He's going to be mighty quick for a couple of laps. Will the softs just drop off after a lap or two? Or will they persevere and certify a win for Synetic? Or will Dan even get in the way and spoil the party of Tunjic and Synetic by maybe not winning, but crashing one of them out or causing a bit of a ruckus here at the top? We've just got one more lap under the safety car to go, and we're going to get ready for a very tense 6 laps. Here we go. Just this lap, folks. You can see just how hilly Spielberg is. It is mighty elevation changes in here. Spielberg, what's going on there with the Aston Martin? That's George Hutch and Synetic himself having a bit of a weird moment between each other there. Here we go though, folks. The safety car is now going to come in. If you're watching, you're going to be witnessing very tense, entertaining last 6 laps. Drama will occur. And Conker's... is it going to be a 1 more lap? It's good. Wow, I don't know why it's 1 more lap. It's going to be 1 more lap in the safety car. I think this is better for Mark Tunjic though. The more laps there are in the safety car, the less time it's going to be for Synetic to utilise those softs. But at the same time, you could say that because the softs are going to die out so quickly, that actually Senetic getting a couple more laps in the safety car is better for his tyre preservation himself. So you could look at it two ways, both sides of the coin. And it looks like, I think, Kerem, who started all of this, by the way, going to the pits, I mean, he should realistically, in my eyes, he should be having a race ban for next week. He should not be racing not next week. We do not have races next week. We're having a break next week. But after next week, then the week after next week, Kerem should not be racing there, in my opinion. I mean, quite frankly, it's just disgusting. Stopping on track and forcing a safety car because you can't keep up with the rest of them. Very selfish act. The safety car's in this lap. And now this is the time, folks. This is the moment. 5 crucial laps. 5 fiery laps. He should be league banned. It's up to Maldi, the league owner. I hate that type of stuff. But, hey, it's happened. I mean, at the very least, we're going to get good entertainment out of it. But, like I said, I don't like entertainment being forced this way, you know. Either way, sorry. Mark Tunjic, where is he going to put the throttle to full and get us going? He's gone, and Dan was snoring, he was sleeping behind. He's not been able to keep up with that start from Mark Tunjic, who has made a very good start here. Lightning start from Mark Tunjic, as Senetic needs to get on the paces. He needs to go absolutely. Yes, big massive crashes at the back here. Sorry, Kezin, Kiku, and I think a couple more people just crashing there. Multiple side-by-sides going on in this turn. Multiple dive bombs. Here comes Sinan. Big crash, massive crash. It's the McLaren of Callum, and he's made some wing damage, I believe. There's more people being pushed aside. It's Kuzi. He's in that bloody wall. What is going on here in STB Tier 3? There are people on the grassy arse again. It's Sinan Koch. He's on the grass again. The Mercedes going side-by-side. The safety car restart has been an absolute kamikaze. And East, he's being pushed by Bushmaster. Maldi being slow on these hards. He's defending hard against George Hutch. Can he keep the lead? No, not the lead, the P4 though. I think he can just for now. And look at that on the inside. Dominic was looking for it as well. Maldi just has to protect this and try and keep his P4. As Dominic now overtakes George Hutch. And here's Senetic. The big part. The first part is done. Can he go for the whole meal? The full course? Yes, he can. I'll run the outside, down the inside, whatever. Mark Tunjic now going down the inside, onto the exit. He can't get a better exit. He's going to use DRS. He's going to use ERS. 3 laps remain. Mighty, mighty moments here. Inside of Spielberg. Round the outside, Mark Tunjic is going to look to go. Can he go for a switchback maneuver here? Late on into the Spielberg, into the Austrian Grand Prix. No, he can't. He's going to have to stay behind for a couple more laps, folks. Senetic takes the crucial lead. Can he escape from Mark Tunjic's grasp? Is Mark Tunjic going to slip away? 3 laps left. Put it all on the line, folks. Oh, a bit of a wibble there. A bit of a wibble wobble from Senetic. DRS being used. Mark Tunjic has DRS. He could just sit behind Senetic for a couple of laps and wait until the final moment to take his elusive victory. But will Senetic claim that victory himself? These 3 men at the top spot. All the misfortune and fortune has led to this moment as Maldi's being spun. Being twisted and turned around. And it's 3 wide, I believe, going down the straight. No, it's 2 wide. Mighty battling going on in the midfield. Round the outside, the Aston Martin's going to go. George Hutch, that's a mighty move that he has completed. On the gravel, sorry. Goes the Haas. Here comes Maldi. He's storming through for a position. He gets that position in P7. And these 2 ahead of them going side by side previously. But Callum is able to get that position done and dusted. Kerem, the man that started all this, is now in P9. There's warnings. That's just behind us. Nothing we really care about too much, if I'm honest with you. I think what Mark Tunjic needs to do now, he needs to think. Save up some ERS. And utilise it at the crucial moments. And Aston Martin, I believe, round. That's Kerem. Have that, mate. Sorry, but have that. He's down in P13. Mark Tunjic. DRS being used. ERS being used. There's Alpine going slow here. Keiku going slow. Cinetic. And here's Kezin. He's been falling down the order there. He had a mistake going into that tight hairpin. 4/10. The ERS. It looks like Mark Tunjic has more ERS. He's got to use it here on the final lap of the Austrian Grand Prix. Cinetic and Mark Tunjic have battled fiercely between each other, but it all comes down to the final moments, the crucial 10 corners here of the last moment of this Grand Prix. 10 corners left to go. Mark Tunjic has the advantage with the more ERS and the DRS. Can he utilise it? Can he claim the victory? Can he claim 25 points here in Austria? Into the first turn we go. ERS being used just a tiny bit. Now even more being used. DRS being used. Is he going to wait until the next turn to look for the move? Or is he going to go for it now? Mark Tunjic sends it down the inside for potentially the final time. He sends it. He launches it. Cinetic still stays ahead. Mark Tunjic though goes for the DRS again. He's still getting very close to the V-Carb. Here we go. The final moment. The crucial moment. Round the outside. Mark Tunjic goes of Cinetic. There's a bit of a squeeze. There's a squabble. And out goes Mark Tunjic on the right hand, on the left hand side. Cinetic with some dirty defending. Could that cost him the victory after the Grand Prix? Is he going to get a warning? Is he going to get a penalty for that? Mark Tunjic, make sure you don't lose the footing here. Mark Tunjic being pushed off track by Cinetic. It's dirty. But will it be penalised after this Grand Prix? Mark Tunjic, P2, Cinetic, P1, he comes from the last turn, and on track he will win the Austrian Grand Prix. But I'm fairly certain he's going to get a time penalty after that, because Mark Tunjic was unfairly pushed off track. But on track, it's a Cinetic win. But I think off track, it's going to be wildly different. I'm just going to look at the tier 3 chat. I'm assuming Mark Tunjic is going to be absolutely livid. There you go, folks. But there you go, folks. It's a bit of a weird victory. But there you go. Race winner is Cinetic on track. Fastest lap, Hussein Kuzi. Blur Callum and Blur Callum again with most overtakes and driver of the day. Cinetic, a bit of a controversial win here on track, but the Irishman does get it in the end. I think Mark Tunjic is going to have to report that to try and get the victory. In my opinion, I think Mark Tunjic will get that victory. So I think, me personally, I'll be able to just say, I think Mark Tunjic is going to get that win. But on track, it's Cinetic. An entertaining, chaotic race, and we end it there, folks. I thank you very much for watching the stream, the broadcast here. Great race, great commentary. Thank you very, very much, my friend. Thank you very, very much. We thank you all so much for watching. Entertaining race. If you want to see more, join us tomorrow. Tomorrow we will have Tier 4. I will be commentating again by myself. Tier 4 going to be equally as entertaining. What will happen? in one of the most intriguing tiers in STB. Thank you for watching. We hope you have a lovely night. Good night. We'll see you tomorrow.